Hello, good morning all. In the next few videos, what we are going to see is treasury and risk management. And I'll be sharing a few videos on treasury and risk management, how to create deals, how to do accounting, what are the different types of treasury products, and so on. So in this first starter video, let's go through the basics of treasury and risk management. And let's go through the first step of creating a treasury deal. So if you go to this menu path, accounting, financial supply chain management, and treasury and risk management. So all these products fall under treasury and risk management. So if we expand this menu of transaction manager, you can see here, basically we have different types of treasury products. And these types are like money market products, where you cover fixed deposits, money market instruments, bonds, etc. Then the second is foreign exchange products, which probably is the most widely used probably component of treasury, and it covers forward contracts pertaining to foreign exchange. So especially companies that have exposures in foreign currency, like they buy in a foreign currency or they have receivables in foreign currency, that means they sell in foreign currency. These companies would like to hedge their risk by taking forward contracts. So that is covered by foreign exchange. Then you have derivatives, which includes products like interest rate derivatives, options, futures, and so on. And then securities, of course, yeah, different types of securities. And finally, trade finance. So this trade finance has been added by SAP in the last few years. And trade finance covers the aspect of bank guarantees and letters of credit. So those instruments which are used in foreign trade typically. Letters of credit are issued to suppliers, which in a way acts as a guarantee for payment. So these products are covered in trade finance. So before we go there, let's take a look at the business partner. And suppose we are dealing with a banking institution. So what we are going to say, first example is we are going to create a simple money market deal. That is, I'm going to place a fixed deposit with a bank, and I'm going to capture that transaction in my system. The prerequisite for that is that the party I'm dealing with, it's also known as the counterparty, should be set up as a business partner with those particular roles. So here we have an example of business partner of Lloyd's. Okay, so this is Lloyd's Bank. Apologies, there is a spelling mistake here. Lloyd's Bank, based in Great Britain. So the company which we are using for this example is also based in Great Britain and has the currency of British pounds, GBP. So here I set up the business partner in the general role of business partner, which is just entering the name, address, and so on, language of communication. And then let us go to the role of counterparty, which is what is required for treasury. Counterparty. So here you can see that it is maintained. It is maintained at a company code level. So you can maintain creditworthiness data and so on, ratings, etc., which are used for different purposes. But currently, we are just looking at the basic transactions. So let us go to the company code settings, and this is our company NextGen. So the first thing is we'll enter here the payment details. That is, whenever I pay to this counterparty or whenever I receive money, what are the accounting, what are the bank that will be used. So here, let us say uh, my transactions are going to be in GBP. So I'm going to set up different bank accounts for different currencies. But right now, let us focus only on one, which is the GBP account I have with them. This account. And then you need to also assign it to the money market transaction so that it will be automatically taken up when we do the deal. Oh, it already exists. Sorry, this is a duplicate entry. Okay. And then you need to go to this authorizations part. And here I want to specify which type of products I'm dealing it when I'm dealing in when I deal with Lloyds Bank. So here, for the sake of simplicity, we have checked all, but it's quite likely that this partner is only for money market products and not for securities. So in that case, I don't want to accidentally post securities transactions here. So in that case, I will uncheck this. Similarly, for foreign exchange, whether it is applicable or not. For trade finance, again, let's assume this is not applicable. So this is applicable for foreign exchange, money market, and derivatives. And individually, you can specify, if you don't want to specify at the higher level, individually you can specify whether swaps are applicable. At the product level you can specify, or even at the transaction level you can specify. So let's save this. And now let us create a simple transaction. And the T code or the app, if you use Fiori, is the same, FTR underscore create. In fact, this is a kind of an umbrella transaction which can be used for all the uh, to create all the instruments. I'm going to select 51A, and the transact 51A is fixed deposit. And then within 51A, I have four types, whether I'm making a fixed deposit or I'm taking a fixed deposit. So in this case, I'm making a fixed deposit with Lloyd Bank. So I will select the first one, fixed deposit investment. Let's press enter, and it takes me to the next screen. Now here I need to enter the amount, and the Treasury offers a quick way of entering amount. So it offers two short codes. The T is for thousands and one is for million, because usually these deals happen in multiples of thousands or millions. So for example, I'm making it for 1 million or 1.5 million. So I just enter 1.5 and M, and then the start date, which is today. And for the entering the end date, again, Treasury module offers a short way that if I want to add, let's say, 3 months or 3 years or 3 days, then I can do either +3 for 3 days or ++3 for 3 months or +++3 for 3 years. So right now I'm doing +++1. That is, I'm going to make this deposit for a period of 1 year. And this is the interest rate. So let us say 3.5 is the interest rate. And my basic information is entered. So before I save this, I want to look at the cash flows. What cash flows I'm going to result from this uh, fixed deposit. So I have given 1.5 million fixed deposit. It will automatically calculate interest at the end of the deposit. So you double click on this, uh, it will show you the interest calculation. But let's say I want monthly income calculation. Okay, so here I have frequency, which I can change to, let's say, monthly. And then the cash flow is changed automatically. So I have monthly installments of this transaction starting from the end of the first month. So you again click on this, you will see the calculation here. And then here you can enter the payment details. These are automatically taken from the business partner, that plus or minus. So here this cash, this involves both plus flows and minus flows. So this, when I give the deposit, is a minus flow. My interest is a plus flow. And when I take the deposit back again, it's a plus flow. So this will be used for making the payment. Now, suppose I want to, if you double click on this, I want to create a payment request simultaneously when I post this deal. Then I can check with payment request. So in that case, what will happen is a payment request will be created, which can be picked up in F111 transaction, and actually a payment medium can be generated from the for the bank. So currently, let's assume that we are doing it without payment request, that the payment will be done manually because it's just a kind of a bank-to-bank transaction, and we don't need any payment request. And here you have other flows associated with this deal. So suppose there are any charges or commission associated with the transaction. So let's say the bank is charging me £100 for facilitating this transaction. Then the charges can also be entered here and the payment date for the charges. So if you see the cash flow, it will get added here in the cash flow as well. So with this, okay, last thing to do before I save. So here there is a general valuation class associated with this product type, and this will determine, this is used for reporting purposes. So what type of investment it is, short term, medium term, long term, etc. This is defaulted from the product type, but I can also change it if I want. So let's say this is midterm investment. So I can change it to midterm investment. So we are all set. We have entered the rate. Okay, interest calculation method. There are various types of accepted interest calculation method. The general is that the actual days divided by 360, because in treasury calculations, usually 360 days are considered for interest calculation and not 365 days. But if you want actual by 365, we can do that as well. So let's say actual by 365. So in this case, the cash flow will change slightly. Okay, so with this, we are ready to save this transaction. And this transaction is saved. Fixed deposit is created. Let us go to edit option and just take a look at this. Yeah, everything looks good. Now, those who are familiar with SAP will remember that when you create an internal order, first you have to release it, and then you can do the subsequent processes for it, like settle costs or book costs and so on. So similarly, there is a step in Treasury called settle. So unless you settle, you would not be able to post the financial flows relating to this topic. So what I'm going to do here is settle it. And here you see now that the status has changed from 1 to 2, which is contract settlement. And once I save, this is confirmed. The status has changed to contract settlement. So fixed deposit 2 is changed. Now we are ready to post the cash flows. So let us do one thing. Let us post these transactions that happen on 25/3, that is today. And the transaction code for that is TBB1. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to post it specifically for this transaction because I want to avoid confusion. You can even post it in a mass way for all the transactions. But so that we can do some analysis, I'm going to post specifically for transaction number 2. And let's execute this. Okay, so everything is in green, and you will see that there are 2 items that are posted. One is, of course, the fact that you are making the investment of 1.5 million and the bank clearing account is credited here. And the second one is the other financial transaction expenses for the charges. Again, the bank account is credited. Now, suppose we create a payment request here. So what will happen is simultaneously, instead of, we'll have to create one more account, transitional account, clearing account. So first it will go to the clearing account. And once the payment request is paid, then it will get transferred from the clearing account to this account. Of course, this account will be cleared and it will be. So here you see, this is the bank to other interim postings account. And the GL account is 113205. So the main bank account linked to this GL account is 113200. And those of you who are familiar with bank reconciliation will know that once the bank reconciliation is done, this will get transferred. This amount will get transferred from this bank account, that is the interim account, to the main account, that is 113200. Okay, so I had executed it in test run, so I will remove the test run and then I will again execute. And in this case, the posting is finally done. So similarly, as we go from month to month, it will keep on posting the interest also. So let's see what is going to happen 1 month down the line. So for example, 25/4, because the first interest falls due on 25/4. We have some messages. Okay, so posting period is not open. Let us open it. I'm sorry, the repeat code is OB52. Posting period variant is 0001. 123/12/24. 4/24 is not open for plus. Yeah, for some reason here it is not open. 123. So let's change it to 12/24. And then this is from 13 to 16. So I'm saving it. And let us try to run it again. So this time it's posted. So let's see what entry it has generated. Again, it has generated interest revenue as an income. And of course, this money will be received in the bank. So it has debited the other interim postings account, same account, but this time it is a debit. So now our interest is also posted. So this process will go on for 12 months. And at the end of 12 months, you can receive the money back. So this is how a basic transaction works. In subsequent videos, we will see more advanced versions of the same, then things like accrual of the month-end interest and so on. We will see some derivative products and etc. So thank you for joining and see you next time.